Hi guys, let me show you how to retouch your image in Photoshop as a beginner. So I guarantee you after watching this video, you're going to understand the full tips and process involved in frequency separation as a beginner in Photoshop. So without wasting much time, let's just get started. So first of all, you need to duplicate this background layer right here into two places. I know you have been hearing this more often, but let me show you the inner technique, or should I say process involved in achieving a smooth skin. So first of all, you need to duplicate your background layer, either by dragging it down to this point, or let me just use the keyboard Command Z to undo, or you use the keyboard and just press Command J to duplicate your background layer. So make sure you duplicate it into two places. So after duplicating this, I'll rename this layer so that while working or while explaining, you guys can really get me correctly. So I'll just name this layer right here the texture. So I'll name texture. So for the second one right here, I'll name this color. So after renaming it, the next thing you have to do is just to come to the texture layer, close the visibility of the layer, and make sure you select the color layer right here. So after selecting the color, you come to your filter. So after coming to the filter, you locate where you have blur, then you choose Gaussian blur. So after choosing Gaussian blur, to know the radius to use on a particular picture is just come to the radius here, take it to 0.1. So after taking it to 0.1, use this box right here to click on a place to sample, especially the first area. So after picking, you can see there is texture right here. So I'm just going to take this radius till when I can't really see the details, like the texture details. So I'm just going to just take this slide down so you guys can see there's no texture right here. I'm just seeing just the color. So after doing that, I'll just click OK. So the radius I'm using right here doesn't mean this is the radius I'm using in all of my pictures. So it's just on, like, once I have a picture, that's when I know I'll repeat the same technique I just showed you guys to know the kind of radius to use on the picture. So each of your picture, you shouldn't repeat the same process or the same radius. Just do this process I showed you to know the radius to use. So after that, I'll come to the texture layer and turn on the visibility of it. And after turning the visibility, I'll come to image, then I'll now click on apply image. So after clicking the apply image, this is actually what's going to show. So to get further, just come to layer, then select the color layer, which is down here. So after selecting the color layer, you come to this blending, you change it to subtract. So once you change it to subtract, come to the opacity, make sure that it is at 100. So that's number one, just make sure the opacity is at 100. Then you come to the scale, make sure the scale is at 2 and the offset is at 128. So I've been retouching images, that's why I have these settings right here. Yours might not show like this. Just make sure you now replace anyhow it's showing with these settings right here on the screen. So once you do that, just click OK. So after clicking OK, you come right to this blending mode again, you change it to linear light. So you guys can see the texture is back and the image is looking as it was. So to go further, I'll just highlight the two layer right here, then I'll just drag it down here to group the layer. So after grouping the layer, I'll come and rename this frequency separation. I'll just name it frequency separation. So that is it. I'll come and I'll open it. So the texture layer right here takes care of the skin texture. So if I'm taking off blemishes, wrinkles off, I'm using the texture layer. So while if I'm brushing, trying to perfect the skin color, I'll be using the color layer. So this is what frequency separation does. It helps to separate the texture from the color. So I'll just first of all select the color layer right here. Then what I'm going to use to be brushing is the mixer brush. So I'll just come to the mixer brush right here. Make sure you come right here, change this to a clean brush, and also the weight should be at 25, the load at 25, and the mix at 30, flow at 25. So this is the settings I do use to retouch my image, and it works perfectly well for me. So after setting that, just zoom into your image that you want to brush, the image you have, and you can just start brushing just like this. So I know you guys might ask me if I've not picked the blemishes, so I just want to start brushing first before picking the blemishes. So let me just brush. Me starting to brush doesn't mean I will not pick the blemishes, so I'll just brush just like this. So make sure while brushing you need to be careful while brushing. Don't mix the highlight and the shadows together, just try blending them just like this. You can see I'm using the brush in a circular way. This helps a lot. So just pay close attention to the way I'm brushing this image, because this technique really works perfectly well. So I'll just brush. So after brushing a bit like that, I'm just going to zoom into the forehead. Then I'll come to the texture layer right there. So once I get to the texture layer, the next thing to do is to pick a clump stamp. So it's the clump stamp I'm going to use in picking up blemishes in this image. So I'll come right here to where I have the clump stamp. Then so once I pick the clump stamp, to take off blemishes with clump stamp, make sure the clump stamp size is bigger than the blemishes you want to pick. So I'll just leave the size like that. So to take off these blemishes, you come to a place that there is no blemishes. You now sample it by just clicking and hold your Alt key on the keyboard. So once you just press and hold the Alt key, you now click on where there is no blemishes. You now let go of the Alt key, then you now replace it just like this. So you guys can see how it is working. So I'll just repeat the same process in taking off the blemishes just like this. So I'll just repeat the same process just like this to take off the blemishes. So while taking the blemishes, you need to be careful as well so that you won't leave scar on the image. So I'll just take it just like this. Then I'll just take this. I'll come right here, then take it, and also take this. So let me just continue brushing just like this. I'll zoom it out. Then I'll come to the color layer right here. So once I get to the color layer, I'll just pick on the mixer brush to start brushing just like this. I'll come to the mixer brush, then pick the mixer brush, then I'll continue brushing this image just like this. So while brushing, as I said earlier, make sure you are extremely careful so you won't mix the highlight and the shadows together. So just be careful while doing this process. I just brush it just like this. Then I'll just perfect this part just like this. Then I'll brush. This requires you to pay close attention to the details while brushing. This is a tutorial video, that's why I am actually fast like this. I don't want it to take time. Let me just show you guys the basics so you guys can practice from this. So I'm just going to brush it just like this. Then for this area, I'll just continue brushing. Then reduce the size, then just brush it just like this. You guys can see it's becoming smooth. Let me show you a quick before and after. So this is the before and this is the after. So this is the before and this is the after. So you guys can see the changes. I'll just continue. I'll just continue just like this. Then don't forget what I said earlier. Don't mix the highlight and the shadows. Just try blending them. So a quick one, once I'm just done brushing like this, the next thing to do is to pick the clump stamp and remove some blemishes right on the skin, on the face right here. So I'll come and pick the clump stamp. I'll just pick some blemishes just like this. Then I'll just pick it. Make sure you're careful while doing this process right here, because if you make any mistake, you end up making the image look flat. So just pay close attention while doing this. So I'll just take this of the lips as well. Then I'll come pick and I'll pick this. And then take this over as well. You guys can remember how I showed you how to be using the clone stamp. Just press and hold the Alt key, then you click on where there is no blemishes, like where you want to sample to replace on the place there is blemishes. So after picking that, you let go of the Alt key, then you now click where you have the blemishes to replace. So it's actually simple and easy to do. So I'm just going to zoom out again. I'll just pick this part off. So after that, I'll come to the color layer just like this, then pick the mixer brush again, then I'll just brush to smoothen it again. I'll just brush just like this, so this image can look really smooth. Sorry guys. So once I'm done with the face area, I'll come to this hand. Let me start by this other side. Then I'll just brush it just like this. So just brush, and I'll just come right here, then brush. Then I'll brush this other side. Make sure while doing this, you need to pay close attention. Then also right here, there is no bunch of blemishes here. Just to brush and make it look smooth. That's what I'm to do at this area. Then I'll come to this other side, then repeat the same process by just brushing only. And also here, I'll just brush it as well. So I'll just brush. Make sure you need to be careful while doing all of this, so you won't end up making the image look flat. So I'll just brush it just like this. I don't want to take this off. Just dim it a bit, then just brush. And then brush it just like this. So after that, I'll come to this other side and I'll just brush. You guys can see there's not much blemishes here. So I still want the image to look natural as possible. So I don't want to take up the details. So I'll just brush only. So I'll make the mixer, the brush, I'll reduce the size, then brush this other area to make it look smooth. So I'll just reduce the size again to make it more smaller. Then I'll just brush this other area as well. So I'll just come, just perfect brushing. Then let me just zoom out and I'll just so let me show you guys the before and after. So this is the before and this is the after. So the before and after. So this is how I got to retouch this image using the frequency separation technique. So as a beginner, this video will help you a lot because I've explained the step-by-step process involved in achieving this. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope it's helpful. Please like this video, also comment, and also if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel for more helping tutorial videos. But for now, I hope to see you in my next video. Stay tuned.